Welcome everybody to another video of Vinyl Addict. This is Chili, and on this day in rock and metal, January 7th, 1971, Black Sabbath released Paranoid in the US. Okay, now before I get into this, please don't forget to hit the like button, comment on this video, share this video, and if you still haven't, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell for updates. Okay, so with that out of the way, so, I did videos, and I'm going to unbox this because it's, today is a day celebrating Paranoid. I have done videos on the Super Deluxe editions for Volume 4 and Technical Ecstasy, and never got around to this one or Sabotage. So now that, here's a good reason to do so, I'm going to go through this. Now, it was released in America on Warner Brothers, January 7th, 1971. It was released on Vertigo in the UK in September of 1970. So it was already out in other parts of the world, of course, but America was blessed with Sabbath on this day, 1971. So I want to go through this Super Deluxe edition with you guys, and let's go through it. Okay, so here's just a little sheet with what is on here, what is in here as far as like LP1. We're going to have the original album, remaster 2012, okay, and then LP2 will be the quadraphonic mix in stereo 1974, okay, 74 remix by Mike Butcher at Morgan Studios on the 22nd of November in 1973. The live in Europe, there's two shows. It's a 3-record set, and live in Montreux and live in Brussels. And then some other inserts. Okay, so let's start with, of course, the original album here. This is how it looked in all its glory. Now, the album was originally called Walpurgis, or later on War Pigs, and then the record label changed it to Paranoid, and so that's why Ozzy was kind of pissed. In his book, I Am Ozzy, he talks about how this does not match that title, and he was just like really pissed off about it, and that's why they still have the guy on the labels. So you'll have that War Pigs guy, and the themes on here, of course, War Pigs being about political stuff, Vietnam. They also Geezer also talks about in the book about how Hand of Doom was part of a Vietnam issue where the vets were coming back to America all strung out on heroin. As they played army bases. They played a couple army bases, and they, met these veterans head on, and they were all strung out on heroin, so we wrote that song. Of course, there's Paranoid, Iron Man. Those two songs are, very, very big, and, when you think of this album, those three songs are just the triple threat there, but, I preferred side 2. I love Electric Funeral, The Hand of Doom, The Rat Salad, which features Bill Ward and Fairies Wear Boots. Awesome song. Okay, it's about Ozzy dealing with some skinheads. He had a little situation with some skinheads, and so that's what that song was about. So there you have it. There's Paranoid. Now, when I listen to this album, this is the one that I really listen to, and I listened to it again today. This is the first time I've heard it in a long time. This is the quadraphonic mix from 1974. If you do have that 4.0 surround, like some rear speakers, all in the corners like they did in the early 70s, this sounds really good. And I only like listening to it this way. When I got this, I was just like, wow. When I first, dropped the needle, I was like, holy shit, this sounds amazing. especially when you listen to Planet Caravan, where Ozzy's singing through that Leslie box, and then you just sound like you're underwater. So there it is. And there's the quadraphonic. Now, of course, this always comes with some live material, and here's that 3-record set, and it's a triple vinyl here. So you get Montrose and Brussels, live in Europe, 1970. And I'm going to go through the set list with you guys. And it has the Witch from the first album there, from the cover. So, excuse me, LP3, Live in Montreux, Part 1. You have, this is recorded at Casino de Montreux in Switzerland on the August 31st, 1970. Side 1, you have this intro, then it's Paranoid, NIB, Behind a Wall of Sleep. Side 2, Iron Man and War Pigs. Now you go to LP4, and Part 2 of the Montreux show is on Side 1, Fairies Wear Boots and Hand of Doom, and that's it. Now, Part 1 of Brussels is on Side 2 of the LP4, and this is recorded for television and a theater, October 3rd, 1970. So Side 2 starts off with Paranoid, Hand of Doom, Rat Salad, and Iron Man. So you get the drum solo, Bill on Brussels. And then LP5, Side 1 is Black Sabbath and NIB. And then Side 2 is Behind a Wall of Sleep, War Pigs, Fairies Wear Boots. And it does sound really good. There's some one of the, it kind of fluctuates, but they always do at least put some decent recordings for their, for the live material or the tour that celebrates the album. And so they have 2 here. That television one is really good. Okay, so this brings us to the inserts and whatnot. So you got the book. They always have a book, and they have where liner notes, all stories, pre-production, recording, other stuff, middle stories, of course photographs, and of course news articles, and of course information about the shows and tours, and just all the things that were going on regarding this album, and of course the photos. So it's a good book, and I believe this is it says here how many pages this is. 40-page book. Not bad. The other ones, I thought the best one was this number 4. They just had a really thick book with all kinds of information, but now it's not bad. And then here we have a little replication of the tour program, and inside in the center is a nice photo of the guys. But yes, there's little things here. They're talking about Ozzy. Look at how the tour programs were back then. All right. And then they have all the tour dates. So where were they playing here? Yeah. They played Las Vegas, Nevada, March 19th. 71. So, and the best Black Sabbath live is Black Sabbath. So, Vertigo. Okay, and then last but not least, they have this really cool poster. All the Super Deluxe editions have one. This image has been, is very, it's not something we haven't seen before. If you're in the Sabbath, you've seen this one, but the one cool thing is that you finally see it in color, so you see what they're actually wearing and whatnot. Because it's usually like on a t-shirt, and if it's just all black, the image is all black, but at least you get to see it here. It's really cool. So that is that, and the box is really nice. There's a spine, all the information there. Really great collection. And so that is Rock and Roll, January 7th, 1971, U.S. release, Black Sabbath's, Paranoid album. Leave me a comment below. What are your thoughts on Black Sabbath Paranoid? Wasn't my favorite album, but it is part of the story and of Black Sabbath. My favorite album is, I did a ranking of their Sabbath Ozzy albums, and Paranoid I didn't rank on my top 5. It's a great album, of course, it's all Sabbath, but yeah, there are other ones that I felt that were really good, but you know what, this is part of the history, so you gotta include it, so especially on this day. So that is the video, and with that I'll shut up and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.